Introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the New York Giants. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Detroit!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Dancing to his left. Room to run inside the 40. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw now on first down. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll come out throwing here on first down. To Barkley on the check down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it's a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Tackle made by Tyus Bowser.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. They'll look to throw here on first down. 23 yards on the play. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Lucky 56.
Back to throw here. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Back to throw. And Ingram holds it in. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They're looking at a first and goal from about the 9.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? He'll look to throw. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal. Aldrich Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the kick by Rosas is good. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Rosas now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Green 39. Green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This one complete to Jordan Reed. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On first down, this is Geis. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Dalvin Tomlinson able to swap him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Paul Richardson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
39,
Super toe.
39. Over.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Gone. Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Room to run past midfield. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Gone.
Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
A first down carry for Barkley. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Baby. Get him, boy. Get him, boy.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. They'll look to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll set up to throw. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. In for the score. And the Giants are in for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is now 10-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Redskins look to get this one back, and indeed they did. It's still Washington football. Clock running as the Redskins try to hurry up. They'll drop the throw. His throw incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. In pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up a throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit! Detroit! Check right. Hey, I need one Leopard! Leopard!
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Barkley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Giants ready to come out now. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Barkley. He takes this for 3 to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Allen. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
Has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. Looking to throw. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And the blitz does come. And this is going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gone, 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 gone.
They'll look to throw here. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The Giants on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now it's Crowder. Oh, nice move. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. Finding some room at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Detroit! Detroit!
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Melvin Ingram in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. First and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
4 down. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Eluding the pressure right. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now it's the backup Lauletta. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
From the gun, here's Lauletta. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A handoff to Barkley. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Lauletta looking to throw on 2nd down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Over.
Now Saquon Barkley. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
Now let's go. Blue 90.
From the red zone now, Lauletta. And it's caught. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Giants have broken our tie as they take the lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out now come the Redskins. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Off to Geis on the screen. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap. Was this on the Redskins? I think so. The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They go play action here on first down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They're giving up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Going for the deep ball. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there for Washington. 66 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Leopard!
They come out here in the eye. It's a quarterback sneak. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Redskins are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Lauletta now to throw it. This is brought in by Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. This quarterback now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot.
Here's Lauletta. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
A handoff, Barkley running left. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
3 down. Set. Green.
Now it's Lauletta. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Detroit!
Lauletta. And that is incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Set. Blue 90.
Lauletta now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll drop to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Out to the left here to Reed. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right? I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there. All right, we'll see if they do just that. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going, because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run with Barkley. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football. That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor. They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over. And it's been loud in here so far. They start on the ground with Geis. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime. And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, yards count either way. Now a first throw here in overtime. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on third down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun now on third down. Over the middle, complete. It's Richardson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 18 yards there and a first down. They'll hand it down to Geis. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Detroit!
Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Redskins look to get this one back, and indeed they did. It's still Washington football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
You see me? They can't stop me out here.
2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Detroit!
They'll set up to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. Fourth down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
New York set to take the field. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Barkley. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. So a little chunk there on first as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
Now Lawletta with his first throw in OT. He's going to air one out. And that's caught at the 25. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Giants, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.